Welcome back, everybody. Time now 9:13. Times are really tough right now for recent graduates who are trying to prepare for college. Several schools could consider consolidating scholarships, which of course can make it really tough for your student, make them very anxious as well. So as a parent, oh boy, what steps can you be taking to kind of help them with this process? Well, joining us now is J.D. Weilazik. He's the founder of AZ College Counseling, and I can only imagine you have been very busy recently trying to help families navigate this because nothing this year is like it has been before. What are some of the biggest challenges you're having with your clients right now?
The biggest challenge right now is just trying to get through the onslaught of information. It just seems to change day to day as to what's going on. As you're probably aware that some of the colleges are going test optional. What that means is that for these seniors, class of 21, they have the option to apply to the college with or without SAT or ACT scores. And what I'm encouraging students to do is apply with those scores.
Okay, because we've talked before, test optional does not mean test blind. So if you didn't score well on, say you took the ACT or the SAT, should you try to take it again? Because a lot of those are not being offered right now. Or should you just go ahead and submit a score that you don't really feel is reflective of your knowledge or your ability?
Again, if you're a senior class of 2021, I'm encouraging students to apply, get their application in, and they can submit it without test scores and then take the SAT or ACT again sometime in this fall. Hopefully, those tests will be available.
Okay.
There is some speculation from College Board, who's the maker of the SAT, that test will go potentially have an online option.
Okay, let's talk about scholarships. A lot of schools possibly having to consolidate their scholarship money. This is a game changer for a lot of families who rely on those funds to make college a reality. How do we figure out what our student could possibly get, and when will those numbers finally be determined? Because again, right now everything is kind of a moving target.
Absolutely, everything is a moving target. And the time that they're going to find out more than likely is going to be April of 2021. Typically in October is when the financial aid forms are submitted. And then from that, the colleges will take those numbers and run their calculations and determine what type of financial aid they're going to offer to the student, whether it be scholarship and grant aid or loans or a combination of all of those things.
Have you seen? Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
And I was going to ask if you've seen an increase in students who are changing their decisions or changing the schools that they're thinking about applying to and staying closer to home because of the pandemic. How are your numbers shifting right now?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially in some of the hotter spots around the nation, such as New York. Seems to me that there's a lot of students in Arizona that would just enjoy going to a college in New York, but they're currently rethinking that as they just want to know if it's going to be safe.
What is your advice to parents? I have a high school senior and a college sophomore. What is your advice to parents who are trying to advise their student to keep them from getting overwhelmed with the process? Their senior year not obviously going to look the same. They may not have the things to put on their resume that their other brothers and sisters who are older may have had because sports may not happen. What is your advice to parents to help our kids get through this process?
Take it one step at a time. There's an ancient Chinese proverb that says the journey of 1,000 miles is with one step, and then another step, etc. So take it one step at a time. And that first step is to explore some different colleges. Take a look at the college applications and start working on your essays. From that, definitely reach out to the colleges and demonstrate interest, because that's going to be something that's going to be really important, because students aren't able to physically visit colleges currently. So one really great way to demonstrate interest is to check out some online virtual
tours.
Virtual tours,
yeah,
correct.
Sure.
And then reach out to the college recruiters and ask them some questions.
Okay. and maybe even talk to some students if you can as well. Thanks so much for your time. Good advice, very overwhelming process, but one we have to figure out as a new normal, just like we do with everything. In April, you're lucky because you are still many, many years off from having to worry about any of